I'm Becky Winter, and today we're building WikiHouse. We're at Holme House Farm, which is a small co-housing community on the edge of Kendal. We are going to build an eco-home. So I worked in community-led housing, I still do really, and through that I got to know what co-housing is and all about self-build, custom build, and it was just wonderful. The idea that you could do that for yourself and create the home that you want always appealed to me, but I didn't really think it would be something that I could do until this opportunity sort of fell in my lap, really. And then in terms of building a house, we knew we weren't going to build it start to finish. That's not, we haven't got that skill set. But the WikiHouse appealed because you can get involved in it without having trade skills. So we met with the Digital Voodoo guys, and they suggested the architects, Architecture Unknown, and it kind of went from there, really.
The UK is experiencing a massive housing crisis, and it is especially an issue in Cumbria, where the Lake District is making housing just unaffordable. So we're trying to bring the solution to local communities where they can build their own homes and try and lower that barrier of entry for owning a home for local people. WikiHouse is a modern method of construction that kind of tries to hark back to the days when we used to do barn raising and come together as a community to build our spaces. For me, the big benefits are the social investment that people get from coming together to build a place, and on site the time savings and labour savings that you can get from bringing a group of people together. And we've had people from the ages of like 10 up to 70 with completely varying ranges of skills. Some people who've never picked up a hammer in their life to guys who've done a bit of DIY and know kind of what they're doing.
This house is 140 square meters. It is 2 stories. It has a lovely big atrium over the kitchen, so it's not a full, complete, first floor. It allows us to maximise the space internally. Created with a very simple A-frame that just runs, I think, 7 A-frames all the way down. The beauty is in simplicity.
Holme House Farm is the biggest project we've taken on so far. It's about 560 sheets of plywood and 3,800 individual components.
When it first arrives, it's overwhelming, and then when you have this humongous file that shows you every single cassette and frame, it just seems very overwhelming. Once you get the knack, you can churn them out pretty quickly, and we focused on the hardest pieces first, because I think once you understand the hardest pieces, then it makes everything else make some sense. So it does make sense, and we are still just on month 2 of the house build, so there's still a long way to go, but now we're getting cracked on with it. I think it'll be okay. The only thing we just have to make sure the rain stays away. And this is Cumbria.
Simplicity built into the design. That's one of the best things about WikiHouse, is the complexity, the awkwardness, what with normal houses on site where you have to kind of think on your feet. You don't have to do that, because we do that for you back in the office. Virtually impossible to do this wrong, because they just won't fit. It's like a jigsaw. You can mash a jigsaw together when it's wrong, but you know when it's wrong. And that's the great thing about this WikiHouse system.
So we come in from the ground, set the site up, start digging the foundations as per the drawings. We then wait for the WikiHouse to be built. Volunteers knock the cassettes and frames together. And then we play our part. We start installing from the ground up. The process is great, the process is simple. Predominantly 70% of it is purely Wiki. The first floor is traditional build, and the second floor into the attic space is traditional, but the main body of the building is Wiki. Having worked with it, I'd say it's definitely one for the future, and it could take off quite big, because it can be made by anyone. I'm guessing down the line there'll be different elements to it which create a bit of skill involvement, but concept-wise, it's a great concept. We've worked on timber frames which have to be put up by specialist timber frame companies, and to be fair, looking at this already, it's on a par, if not better.
if you've got the kind of mentality to take on a self-build, even if you're not doing much yourself, then you fit the parameters of who can do this. Everyone who does a self-build knows that it is a bit different and it is a bit of a challenge. Exciting, rewarding, of course, but it is a bit of a challenge. And I think if you have that energy and excitement for that, WikiHouse will be a breeze for you, really. And the WikiHouse part will be the easiest part of the whole self-build.